Hello, 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 hello. Welcome to the Tunes Soccer. Today we have France versus Iraq, which I think is going to be an interesting game. Welcome. I want you to relax and come and spend time with us here today. It's going to be an interesting day. And obviously, we can see the French lineup now. They have their national anthem. This is the French coach. Excuse me. That's the French coach. And the game is going to start pretty soon. We just sit back and enjoy. Obviously, I think France is going to win. That's my belief. I don't see any reason why France should not win. Because honestly, excuse me, France just have extraordinary players that I think that it's going to be a surprise if they don't win. And obviously, you have Iraq, who, yeah, they love soccer, but we don't really hear too much about them when it comes to soccer. So you never know what to expect. Like I always say, all these teams, there's always surprise in the game of soccer. There's always surprise. Surprise always. You should not rule out any team because anything can happen. I always tell people don't rule out anything because that team that you think that they are very weak or they're not strong enough, that team can bite you. And obviously, we've seen that happen in soccer for a long time now. Um, the game's about the stats. Currently, right now, we have the handshakes while the game begins. France versus Iraq. That's the game we have in our hands today. France versus Iraq, which I think is gonna be an interesting one today. France versus Iraq. This is Mbappe, good player. I think Messi. Now, I know Mbappe is some sort of guy who is very competitive. I would not be surprised if Mbappe always wants to get the top scorer in every tournament. And I know that's probably one of his goals and aspirations in this tournament as well. He probably wants to get the highest goal scorer in this tournament. But Messi is not making it. He's not making things easy for anybody in this tournament. Looks like Messi scored again today. I'm just gonna check. Argentina played today, so I'm just gonna check the scoreline for Argentina. But from what I can see, it looks like Messi's called the game. Messi. Wow. Most of the officials we have today are actually from Canada and Switzerland. Awesome. And we're going to see if the Canadians actually know how to officiate a soccer game. Because obviously Yeah, Messi scored 2 goals now. Wow, incredible. So, wow, the first game, how many did Messi score? He scored 3 goals the first game. This one, he scored 2 goals. Now he scored five. Wow. Yeah. Messi is just in a different planet, bro. Messi is in a different planet. I mean, is it if he wins this World Cup, then he's probably gonna get the best player of the year again. Wow. You know what? I think if Messi wins, if Argentina wins this World Cup and Messi actually wins the best player of the year, the World Player of the Year, then forget the conversation of the rivalry between Ronaldo and Messi. Just forget. I'm a Ronaldo fan. But if Messi wins this World Cup, forget it. Forget it. There's nothing to be heard. There's no we can't compare both of them again. We can't. Because obviously, even right now, Messi probably have lots of Ballon d'Or than Messi. So if Messi wins this, again, just makes it just creates it just solidifies the uniqueness of Messi. And then the game we have is Iraq versus France. And obviously we have Mac Maignan, who is the keeper of France. And we have who is that player? We have Kone. I think Kone is the one playing in the midfield today. Kone. Saliba. All these good players that France have. Kone, Upamecano. Well, yeah, these are good players. I think France is going away. The only question now is like how much. Oh, that's a close call. That would have been a goal in the first minute. That wouldn't have been pretty. That would not have been pretty. Because if Iraq concedes in the first minute, oh, that just kills the spirit of the game. And that's the French coach, Didier Deschamps. This Kone guy, actually, there was a time, I think he plays for Juventus. He plays for Juventus. There was a time the Kone guy was actually a hot commodity in the transfer market. What I mean by that is lots of teams were looking for his services. And obviously it was Juventus that got him. Now you can see that, well, and now you can see that it's, he has grown over the years to the extent that he's starting in the midfield of France in the World Cup game. That's an extraordinary development. Now, there's one of the players of Iraq that I'm going to keep my eye on today. His name is Zidane Iqbal. That's his name. Zidane Iqbal. Zidane Iqbal, I think, plays in the Dutch league. But before he went to the Dutch league, he was playing in the Premier League. And I think he was in the second team or so of Manchester United. So, and then he played in the first team for a while before you know, he got his transfer to the Dutch league or so, something like that. Yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna keep my eye on him today. Zirin Ikwa we'll see what they do today. Obviously, from what we can see so far, France seems to be in control of the game. Well, that was expected anyway. I just believe that France is going to control most of the game. And like I said before, it's just only a matter of how much, how many goals is France going to score today. That's the good interception. Bakula, Bakula, Sadiba. Wow, everything ends with a bar. What do you think? Now, I'm going to do a video on Michael Leasing today because obviously there's, you know, it's been in the transfer news in recent days. You know, there's been report that some clubs in Europe wants to get him from Bayern Munich. And this guy just left the Premier League a year ago. And now his services is needed in another big team, Real Madrid. That just tells you of how his development have been so good. But to be honest with you, it's easy for you to shine. It's easy for you to play well in Bundesliga, especially if you play for Bayern Munich. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to. Uh, I'm not trying to, just disrespect the Bundesliga. No, the Bundesliga is a good league. Oh, Mbappe. That's a yellow card. That's the first yellow card of the game. Mbappe was brought then, and the guy goes into the book. The first yellow card of the game. Mbappe, the guy is very fast. Did he jump? Oh, maybe. Well, even if he jumped, the guy already received the yellow card. The French player was trying to call for a penalty. The referee wasn't interested. Oh, that's a good ball. Mbappe. Oh. Ooh. Dembele. No. That's a foul. You can't just kick people that way. If that happened in the opposite end, if that happened in front of the, if Dembele kicked the player like he did in front of his own keeper, that's a penalty. And then you have Dembele. He's going to take the corner kick. It, I'm kind of, it's surprising how the career of Dembele has actually gone. Because at the beginning of his career, at the beginning of his footballing career, he sort of had this problem with injuries. When he played in Borussia Dortmund, there was lots of injury problems. When he played in Barcelona, there was lots of injury problems. So you always had that problem. Well, these days it seems to be doing okay. And all of a sudden, all those injury problems have disappeared, which is good to see. And I think what makes the difference is if you are being coached by a good coach, if you are being trained by a good coach, I mean, you're going to be your health. You know, you're going to have less injury. But if you're being coached by a poor coach, a poor manager, then you're just going to have lots of injuries. It's very straightforward. Please like and subscribe. It's going to help us. Like, subscribe. It's going to help us to keep doing this. And what we're trying to do is to create a community where we can have, you know, we can have good time together. That's what we're trying to do. We want a community where we can have good time, spend good time together. And that's what we want. Trying to do that. Oh, Mbappe. Hundi. Aquila. Is that, is that, yeah. The game is actually unfolding the way I thought it was going to. It was going to. I know. Okay. Yeah. Iraq is not scared. Looks like Iraq is not scared. They're not playing five at the back. There is one thing I noticed in this competition so far. When a team is playing a bigger team, they tend to play with five at the back just to save their lives. But Iraq is not doing that now. Iraq is playing with two. Sorry, with four at the back, which is good to see. I just don't want to see negative football, negative soccer. Now, this is what I mean by negative soccer. When a team is playing with six defenders, that's negative soccer. And I don't like that. I want to see the soccer. I want to see the game played in a way that makes the fans happy. I don't think any fan is going to be happy when his team sits at the back and they're not attacking, they're not doing anything. They just want to protect the goal. No. I think people want to see teams attack. They want to see teams, make the fans act. That's what people want to see. That's why people pay to watch these games. I remember when Manchester United played sometimes, and if the fans feels that the players are sitting back and they're not attacking their opponents, oftentimes you hear the sound in the stadium, attack, attack, attack. Oh, that's a good ball. You hear attack, attack, attack. The fans are trying to tell the players to attack. Each time I hear that, it's just funny to me. The players are the one, the fans are the one telling the players to attack. Isn't that incredible? It's incredible. What they say. Yeah. Well, Lisa tries to slay one of those good curved ball he used to play, you know. Well, obviously the shot was blocked. So, yeah. Oh, wow. Look at that. That's a goal. That shouldn't have been a goal. That should not have been a goal. Wow. That should not have been a goal. That's the father of Mbappe. That should not have been a goal. Looks like we're gonna have. Looks like we're gonna leave this stadium today with basket of goals, basket of. Just look at that. Is that keeper a fisherman? I don't know. A fisherman with a broken net. Because how can you let that ball go past you? You're just like a fisherman with a broken net. The fish is gonna go. Wow. Yeah. That's 1-0. And here we go. My predictions today. Now, ever since this tournament began, all my predictions have always been wrong. You know, each time I say that something was going to happen, those things have not happened. But maybe this is the time that where I'm saying my predictions are actually going to happen. Because this one is very, I'm sorry, but this one is visible to the blind. You know, this one is visible to the blind. France is going to win. I can smell this from afar. They're gonna win. And obviously, if you look at the possession stats, you can see that France is doing the job. They're doing exactly what they're meant to do. They're doing what they're meant to do. Kylian Mbappe scored 11 goals in the last 12 appearances for France. Not bad. It's not bad. He's a good player, to be honest. He's a good player. The other problem I have with Mbappe is obviously there's been rumors, allegations of Mbappe having too much ego. And if that's the case, I think that's just gonna that might affect his career. And he needs to wash out because you can't allow that to happen. Yeah. Still 1-0. Still 1-0. France. France is still, you know, doing justice, controlling the game. They're meant to. They're controlling the game they're meant to control. Kunde, the guy who likes fashion. Kunde. Not just Kunde. I think lots of the players of France, they like fashion a lot. How do I know? Now, there was lots of situations in which whenever the French national players are coming to camp, maybe they want to have international uh, international match or World Cup qualifications or Euro qualifications, and they are coming from their different clubs and they are coming to the French camp to prepare before the game for France. You see lots of them wearing designer clothes, different styles, unique styles that sometimes if you see those styles, you wonder, where does this kind of style come from? There was a day Kunde, actually dressed in a strange way. Well, it's a strange way to me, but apparently that's fashion. But I don't think France is taking this game seriously because they probably know they're gonna win. So they just take it this easy. And you know what? The Iraqis, or maybe that's the right way to pronounce it. They're not playing five at the back still. They're still sticking with their formation, four at the back, which is good. Sort of have confidence that they can see this, you know, and France is not gonna, beat them mercilessly. Very soon, I think we're gonna go for hydration break because the hydration break is always every 20 minutes or so. 20 minutes, yeah. I think that's hydration break. Every 20 minutes. Every 20 minutes. That's when we have hydration breaks. Every 20 minutes. And obviously, now is hydration break, and then you have the commercials, the advertisement rolling in. The advertisement. I think The main reason why they have all these breaks is because they want to sell us things. They want to sell us cars, sell us insurance. That's why you have all these hydration breaks every time. Yeah. To be honest with you, I'm not a big fan of the hydration break because I mean that's few minutes. Ugh. Even though it's and to be honest with you, I know it's good. It helps the players. It refreshes the players. But I also think it kind of slows the momentum of the game, which I think people don't want to see. It kind of slows the momentum of the game. Because obviously, if your team is on top and you go for hydration breaks, there's high chances that your team might lose momentum. I mean, at least that's what we've seen so far. Hydration breaks leads to loss of momentum. Well, that the game has begun again. Kundi. Well, it just feels like the French are on the training ground. That's the way it feels. It feels they're just training. Well, looks like they're sort of playing 4-4-2. The, I mean, Iraq players, Iraq team, they're playing 4-4-2. Lucas Digne, if that's the right pronunciation. Well, the Iraqis now, they're trying to test the French defense. And obviously they have to do it. Just put a cross in. That's a corner kick. Good. Those little things, you never know. They might help. They might work. There is one tactic that I know can work against any team. And that tactic is when you put a cross into the box, anything can happen. Anything can happen. When you put a cross into the box, anything can happen. And that's what I think they should start doing. The Iraqis, they should start putting a cross into the box. Because you never know, there might be a deflection, there might be a rebound that they get an opportunity of. Yeah, this French team, they're really good. Really, really good players. They're really good. Oh, wow, Mbappe. Oh, that's Barcola. Wow. Just let's see if the French are on the training ground. Yeah. These are sort of games that you sort of probably know how everything is gonna end up. Us is just toiling with Iran. Toiling with them. Oh, that's a good one. Are you trying to play out from the back, Iraq? Looks like that's what they're trying to do. Play out from the back. Okay. Let's see how that's gonna work for them. Well, that was a misunderstanding between Mbappe and Bakola. Bakola. Yeah. Good players. Good players. The game is just kind of you sort of knew what was gonna happen. Rabia. Rabia lost the ball. Oops, didn't do it. Who's who? Uzki. That's the name of the guy. Uzki. Uzki. Well, Ibrahim, that's his name. Ibrahim. Well, colors sound like Ibrahim. Maybe that's another way of pronouncing Ibrahim, actually. Ibrahim. 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 Ibrahim Diaz. Maybe the real pronunciation is actually Ibrahim Diaz. Papi. Yeah. I don't think he's going to have too much to do in this game. He's going to have lots to do. Sorry. He's going to have lots to do because obviously it's called logo now. Let me see it. Listen, it's the third goal. Third goal this time. Spirit. Yeah. The French, they sort of have this peace of mind in their World Cup day. Incredible. It's probably because they know the opponent is weak. Or they think the opponent is weak. Bakula, this could be a goal. Ulisi. Michael Ulisi. Oh, it's a good ball. Hmm. Oh, back the others love to play the 1-2 game, which has helped him a lot of times in his career. Pass the ball, run to the front, get the ball again. 1-2. Yeah, and it's just he's having a good time here. Oh, that's not a foul. That's a clean. That's a clean tackle. This is an equal. And then we're getting close to the 48th minute of the game. They're still trying to build. the way they practice in training. Oh, it was raining there. Uh, Rain began to fall. So then it uh, Capras. Oh, oh, Pape. Oh, wow. He almost called the ball. That was going in the back of the net. Games this World Cup have just been put in different hard times. Different hard times. I don't know why that's the case. We have roughly 3 minutes to the end of the first half. I will see how many minutes is that? Probably four. It's to try to play from the back. Sticking to sticking to the information. Sticking to the tactics. It's just going to stick to your tactics. All right. Two players in the floor. Courtney. I think he also had a big injury. When he first got to Juventus. I think he had a huge injury. A chance for Iraq from set pieces. We're gonna see if it's gonna be very It's going to be on the deadline if they can make use of this. When the French players will not accept anything. They won't accept any new balls. We have 3 minutes, which I think is fair because there hasn't been any stoppages with all the games. So why would you have more than 3 minutes or something? You don't need to have more than that. Exactly, that's the things that a quack would do. Switching the ball right to left, and yeah. Lucas Digne. Roughly half of the extra time is gone. And the players are gonna, oh, is Iraq gonna pull surprise here? Yeah. 1 minute, I would say. 1 minute at the end of the first half. 45 minutes. France 1, Iraq 0. To be honest with you, I didn't spot up the game. I thought the goals were going to be carried to 3. But obviously, France have only managed to score one. Yeah. 10 seconds more. Three. Yeah, that's the end of the first half. France 1, Iraq 0. I guess I Mbappe's version just to, you know, go and do his business. All right, so I'm just going to take bathroom break and I will be back. Yeah, lots of rain today. Looks like there's lots of rain, and because of that, there's been instructions from the officials at the stadium that there needs to be a little bit of evacuation or something. Still 1-0. And I guess we're about to start the second half. Please, if you hear, like and subscribe. It's gonna help us. It looks like it's gonna be a little bit of delay to the start of the game because there's obviously it's heavy rain in the stand, so because of that, the delay might take a while. One zero to France. Obviously, this is feels like it's gonna be straightforward win to France. For France. Looks like there's a delay. There's a delay. So the start of the gate. We're taking longer to get back to the second half. Obviously, it looks like there's been an extraordinary delay in the start of the second half today. Obviously, the game is suspended. Uh, Obviously, they're showing the highlights of Argentina versus Australia. Messi just mixed penalty. Sorry, guys, I'm gonna have to go offline. Looks like the game is suspended. Yeah, the game is suspended. Well, thank you very much, guys. I will see you in the next one.